Hi again. It is good to be with you again and to be again writing letters and receiving letters. And after my last video response to a letter I got from Simon, I have got a letter from Rodney, my another friend. The question that again I wrote and I'm gonna read and I'm gonna see if I can answer. Okay? So what Rodney writes is: Hello Dolama. Hello. I was wondering what you think about using different meditative practices. My main practice is the Who Am I technique. I use that one all throughout the day. But I was wondering if it is a good idea to recite verses or count breaths as well. Or should I just stick to the same Who Am I technique and don't mix anything up with it? Sometimes I feel that I'm answering the question wrong. I know that no understanding or combination of words is the correct answer, nor is the answer silence or awareness of blankness. So I figure that the answer is to get me to jump out of my mind into the present moment, or in other words, to redirect my focus from my mind to focus of my surroundings. I'm not sure if it is correct, but that that is the only way it makes sense to me. Can you tell if I'm misunderstanding the question, who am I? Take care, Rodney. Thanks for the question. It is a good question, thank you, Rodney. And I think I can answer this question. About what I think about mixing the techniques of practice. You said that, Rodney, you said that you were practicing the self-inquiry. This is your main technique, but you think about maybe mixing it with some other things, other techniques. I always say that you know better, you know best what you have to do. And if in your heart you feel like practicing another technique, then it is perfect, and do it. If you feel like practicing something like concentrating upon the chakras, for example, and you want to do it, do it. Because now you want to do it while you can, because time will come when you will not want to do it. So it is your chance. If you want to recite verses, then go for it, do it. Me, if you ask me, I didn't find my technique or my way with mantras, with verses. I don't believe in them, but that was my experience, and everyone has to try for himself. Yes, to count breaths is a good practice. If you feel like mixing the self-inquiry, the who am I, with other techniques and practices, it is good. It is good. There is no problem with mixing those things. If you feel like doing it, then do it. Because I say that always do what you feel in your heart, your intuition, what your body is telling you. Because many times we stick to we don't listen to ourselves. We don't listen to this heart, to this body. We just say, this is the way we have to go, this way we have to go, this way we have to go, this way, okay. No. Your being knows better what is good for you. Your being intuitively knows better than any book, any spiritual book may ever tell you. So, the self-inquiry, the who am I, Rodney, was my main practice as well. A beautiful practice. A hard one, and you have to have lots of patience, but to me it looked I came spontaneously to this practice, to this who am I. I didn't know anything about this practice, I didn't know anything Ramana Maharshi, I don't know if I have ever told you, but I had some hard times in my past when I was literally going crazy. Many people after that told me that I was possessed by demons, and yes, it was so. You can say possessed by demons, or you can say psychosis, schizophrenia, or, you know, put another label what it was. But what it was, the only thing I'm sure about it was hard, is that I would lose my consciousness of myself, and I would come to my senses, and I would see that I'm in a different place. I'm speaking with myself in a different language I don't know. How crazy is that? That I have a knife like this to my throat. But many ways of killing myself. Or I would come back to my senses, I would see that I'm in the street, I'm going to the shop naked. Imagine. I would slip into unconscious, and when I would come back to my senses, I would see that another force is driving my body, is using my body, is doing the things I don't want. It was a horrible time, it was a very hard time. I remember I was afraid. I knew nobody would understand me, nobody would know what is happening. When I would go to sleep, I would tie my hands and my legs. Imagine, I would tie like one wrist with another wrist. Because I was afraid that when I would be asleep, I can just, you know, I can kill myself. I hid the knives and forks away. I hid them on the wardrobes and things, because I knew that when this unconscious self, or this demon, or this spirit enters me and moves my body, it will not know where are the knives. I knew the spirit that was entering me, and it was very bad. It was like insanity, like maniac, obsessed with killing, obsessed with, I don't know. This I have got. Before that, this video is going to be very long. It's a very long story. I stayed in one sect in one religious movement with many strange things, or paranormal things if you like it that way. I didn't know anything about meditation, nothing. I was 18 years old. I was I didn't know anything. And finally I had very bad experiences. And when I finally left the movement, I left the sect. But the master, he sent me these things, these demons, these experiences. I knew it, you know it. When you experience it, you know it, you feel it. So I was experiencing this insanity. I was crazy. I was helpless, I was hopeless, I was frustrated, I was desesperated, I was alone. And I knew that I have only 3 things I can do. I can kill myself, and know that I will not kill nobody else, I will not kill myself, and I can go to the psychic hospital, sanitarium, how you call it. Hello, please, I want to enter, I'm crazy. Imagine. And the third option was the hardest one. Is the option I took is to fight against this spirit or this presence or this something that felt much stronger than I felt myself. This is when I went to the forest. The hardest experience was that I remember my brother came to where I was staying in a house next to the forest. I was living there, and he came to visit me, my good brother, and to learn some things from me. He wanted to learn English, and I remember he was playing the computer video game, and when I came back to my senses, I was behind him with this big knife, very sharp one, the sharpest I have, and I was going forward. I was about to slice his throat, no, to stab the knife into the hot area from behind. I was about to do it. I woke up like 1 second before actually killing my brother. My body knew every step and every movement, how to do it, as if I would have practiced it for thousands of times. I came back to my senses, and when I understood what I was about to do, or this spirit, this demon, or this insanity was about to do, I remember I started to tremble and I was sweating cold to understand this intensity. I was about to kill my brother. He wouldn't be here now, and I would be, I don't know where I would be. This is when I went to the forest. I went to the forest because there I was alone. Nobody could see my insanity. I wouldn't kill anybody, and I wouldn't kill me because I will not carry knives and nothing. You know, there is no place to fall and nothing in the forest. So I went there, and I also found that the energy of the forest, it makes me feel better. So there I went to tried to to fight, no matter how weak I felt, how terrified I felt, how lonely I felt. This was the only way. So, is it recording next to? Yes. So, I went to the forest and intuitively I found that I have to stay conscious all of the time. If I manage to stay conscious, centered in me, then this insanity would not happen. The spirit would not enter. So there were many experiences. In the nights I would have these surreal experiences where this entity would be entering me, and it would enter and I would feel this cold, and I would try to make it go away, and it would enter again, and I would wake up in the middle of the night, trembling, shaking, in panic. It was hard. So in the forest I found that I have to stay centered within myself, and if I manage to stay centered, this entity will not enter me. And I found a way that by asking myself, who am I, who am I, who am I keep kind of anchoring myself, centering myself into me. I'm me, 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 and I occupy this body, and this spirit cannot enter. When I become like this, like, you know, like if you are watching a movie or something, you are like daydreaming, something like this, there it would enter. In these times this spirit would enter me, and every time could be the last time, because many times I would wake up to see that I am trying to kill myself. You don't imagine how much I was praying to God, but nothing was happening. I had to face the things myself. So studying myself, who am I, to make myself centered, to feel me, so that this entity would not enter. And I was practicing it so intensely because I have no other way. No other way. Every second could have been the last second of my life. So all of the time I was, who am I, who am I, who am I, who am I, who am I? And in a few weeks I found myself so strong. I found that I have really changed. I really gained depth in my awareness, and I felt stronger. I felt strong. I felt in my body. I felt centered within my body. I felt that I'm tied with my body, that this is my body, this is my house, and nobody can take it away from me. And I felt so much stronger with this practice that I felt that this entity left, that it was afraid of me, it just left. Entity or entities that were sent from my master. Yes, this is a story from a long time ago, Rodney, and all of you who are watching this. This is how I started to meditate. This was a long time ago. But this is how I found self-inquiry. That was for me the practice that saved my life, kept me in this world, and showed me beauty, showed me truth. What is truth for me? Showed me me.